So you're thinking about moving to Bellingham, Washington? Well, this video is going to be the second in a 4-part series where I take you around and show you the top southern neighborhoods in Bellingham, Washington. This episode, Edgemoor Neighborhood. I'm going to show you 3 different price points, the entry level, median, as well as high end, so you can see how much house you can get for your money. I'm also going to fly around in my drone so you can see what makes the Edgemoor neighborhood such an awesome place to live. Be sure to subscribe below and tap the bell icon for notifications so you can be notified when the next neighborhood video comes out. You're not going to want to miss it, so let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, playing, working, as well as the good and bad about living in Bellingham, Washington, then subscribe below and tap the bell icon for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Bellingham, Washington. My name is Dale Serbisek and I'm with the Living in Bellingham, Washington team, and every day we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you, and we love it. So whether you're thinking of moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Info's in the description below. I'd be happy to help you make that smooth move to the Bellingham, Washington area. Located just to the south of Fairhaven Neighborhood, the Edgemoor Neighborhood, originally part of the town of Fairhaven prior to 1903, is home to 2,300 plus residents and is bordered to the west by Bellingham Bay, the north by the furthest west section of Cowgill Avenue, and to the east by Chuckanut Drive, and to the south by Sea Pines Road, Briza Ct, Chuckanut Bay, and Clark's Point. Edgemoor Neighborhood is entirely zoned single-family residence except for the 13-acre Fairhaven Middle School. Edgemoor Neighborhood geography is characterized by gentle sloping from east to west down to the waterfront of Bellingham Bay. Large grassy half-acre plus lots with large trees and mature landscaping, as well as breathtaking westerly views of Bellingham Bay and the San Juan Islands, make the Edgemoor neighborhood one of the most desirable areas in Bellingham to live. Home prices reflect this by being some of the most expensive real estate in Bellingham, Washington. Crown jewel of the Edgemoor neighborhood is the Lairmont Manor, a 25-room mansion built between 1912 and 1914 by Charles and Frances Larrabee, some of the original residents of the Fairhaven and Edgemoor area in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Charles died before its completion in 1914, and Frances lived there until her death in 1941. Thought to be the first home in the Edgemoor area, the mansion has been owned privately by the Douglas family since 1967, and it is on the United States National Registry of Historic Places. This architectural beauty is open 365 days a year for community events such as weddings. Proceeds from all events support local nonprofits as well as Lairmont Manor's preservation for future generations to enjoy. Edgemoor neighborhood's early residential homes started to appear in the 1930s, and the 1950s brought the sale and development of suburban lots and homes along Bayside, Briar, and Hawthorne Road. Over the past decades, the neighborhood has grown south towards Clark's Point and Chuckanut Bay, as well as east to Chuckanut Drive. Edgemoor has 11 subdivisions: Viewcrest, Briza, Clark's Point, Clarkwood, Edgeridge, Hidden Hills, Madrona Point West, Park Ridge, Shorewood, and Woodlands. The southern peninsula of Edgemoor is known as Clark's Point. 103 acres of heavily wooded sandstone rock. The peninsula was purchased by Doug and Peggy Clark in 1958 from the Larrabee family for $1,000 per acre. Home to only the Clark family for decades, in 1990 the land was placed into a conservation easement with the Whatcom Land Trust to ensure this priceless treasure remains undeveloped. Edgewood Neighborhood's assets include the Bayside Swimming Club, offering yearly and summer memberships for general swimming, lap swimming, and youth swim team. Be prepared to wait 4 to 6 years on this wait list. There are no city parks located in Edgemoor neighborhood, but the west and east viewpoint trails at the end of Fieldstone Road on Clark's Point allow access to areas for picnics, lounging, and admiring the views of both Bellingham Bay and Chuckanut Bay. Edgemoor Lagoon is accessed by residents at the end of Willow Road, and a small sandstone jetty on the Bellingham Bay can be accessed from Fairhaven's Marine Park just to the north. The adjacent south neighborhood is home to 136-acre Fairhaven Park, where residents enjoy trails, playground, spray park, tennis, pickleball, basketball, and picnic shelter. And kids living in the Edgemoor neighborhood attend either Lowell Elementary in the Fairhaven neighborhood or Happy Valley Elementary in the Happy Valley neighborhood, Fairhaven Middle School, and Seaholm High School. Welcome to the Edgemoor neighborhood here in southern Bellingham. Edgemoor neighborhood is known for its large lots, nice mature landscaping, beautiful trees. So you can see behind me here, there's some nice views of the mountains there. If we go back up this way, we would head over further into the Edgemoor neighborhood to some of the higher end homes which will have westerly views of the bay. But here we are at the entry point price for the Edgemoor neighborhood. This house recently sold for $760,000. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,300 square feet, built in 1973. And as I spin around here, you can see it's a nice little mid-century looking type home, even though it was built in the early 70s. A good example of what you're going to get here in the Edgemoor neighborhood for an entry-level price point. As you can see, when I spin around here, we're looking east. We're in the eastern part of the neighborhood. Right down here, you would head to Chuckanut Drive, which of course you will know is one of the more famous roads in Bellingham that heads south with beautiful views of the bay. So yeah, so there's a good example of what you get for the entry-level price point in the Edgemoor neighborhood. Let's head on to the next property. Here we are in the central part of the Edgemoor neighborhood. This is one of the more prominent roads, Briar Road, that heads down mostly through the middle, north and south. Over to this direction is going to be some of the higher end homes with views of the bay. Here we're looking to the south. Here we're looking to the east. And you can see there's lots of nice mature landscaping in this general area. A wide range of homes, different eras, again, built mostly from the mid-century all the way up through the 70s, 80s, 90s. A lot of new construction. I shouldn't say a lot, but there's some new construction here as well. Again, very big lots, mature landscaping, as you can see. And the property that recently sold is right behind me here. You can see it's a good example of a median home price in the Edgemoor neighborhood. This house sold for $1.25 million. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,600 square feet, built in 1978. But you can see a lot of these homes are very well kept, updated. A lot of the good maintenance goes into these properties because it is such a beautiful part of the Bellingham, southern part of the Bellingham neighborhood area. So a good example of the median home prices here in Edgemoor. And let's move on to the last one, the high-end price point here in Edgemoor. So here we are in the Edgemoor neighborhood on probably the most expensive road in all of Bellingham, Washington. This is Bayside Road. We are basically right on the western edge of the neighborhood, right over my shoulder here. Most of these homes all along this road, both sides actually, are going to have amazing views of the bay. And you can see this property right here behind me. This is going to be pretty much probably one of the most expensive homes in Bellingham that sold recently for just over $7 million. It is a 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom home, just over 9,000 square feet, built in 2008. Has amazing views of the bay to the west. Again, the house is just over the top. I mean, when you look at Bellingham, most of your high-end homes, pretty much the high-end in most neighborhoods, are going to be in that $2 to $3 million range. We're talking even properties right on the Lake Whatcom North Shore being like $3-4 million. But this one being at over $7 million definitely is pretty much the gem of Bellingham, and it's right here in the Edgemoor neighborhood. So that gives you a pretty good example. If you have a lot of money to spend and you want to live in the best place in Bellingham, right here, Bayside Drive is probably going to be the spot. Again, a wide variety of homes in this area. The one thing that is kind of unique is there is a train, and I can actually hear the horn in the background. Right behind me here, you can see, I don't know if the exposure's right, nice view of the San Juan's Bellingham Bay. But there's a train that comes right along the lower part here, right on the water. And so a lot of these homes, you are going to hear the train, but I think that just kind of is one of the things that is kind of cachet about the neighborhood, is hearing that train. And as I always say, people get used to the train. So it's just one of the things about this neighborhood. But wow, yeah, look at that view. So hopefully you've enjoyed this tour of the Edgemoor neighborhood. Again, a wide range of prices, starting anywhere in the $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 price point, which we looked at on the east side of the neighborhood. Most of your homes again here are going to be in that $1 to $2 million range for a median. Most of these homes are going to have views of the bay because we are on a sloping neighborhood that slopes down to the water facing to the west. So yeah, a great little neighborhood if you are looking to have a quiet area with large lots, mature landscaping. Edgemoor's your neighborhood. I want to thank you for sticking around to the end of this great neighborhood video. Be sure to subscribe below, tap the bell icon for notifications so you can be the first to know about the next neighborhood video that comes out. And if you're thinking of moving to the Bellingham, Washington area, be sure to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd be happy to help you make that smooth move to the Bellingham, Washington area. Until next time, hope to see you around town.